Any predictions for this final? Do you think
Gosh,
Jund is going to do it again? Or?
We've just seen John Jund crush, well not crush, but play to the best of it. Oh gosh, we're in there. And we're seeing a turn morning position. Wow. It looks like Nick Hall. Oh, I'm afraid his
turn winning position already, which is a good start for
but Chris,
John.
His corner callings don't match. They don't match, Chris.
Ah. Yeah.
Real tears, folks at home. Real tears.
He may have been. I was provided with Kiki Jikis that didn't match today.
Oh, fair enough.
So,
fair enough. Borrowing cards
sometimes it can't be helped.
Also, this really puts your opponent on edge, and they're like, "Oh my god."
Has Nick got any lands?
I assume Nick's lands are off to one side.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
So stopping him coming out the gates, really taking that noble hierarch, limits what he can do on turns 2 and 3. What's Yannis going to follow up with?
Now, I know a lot of the Twitch chat doesn't really like how Nick plays his lands and his spells, but he's well within his rights to do that, so we're not going to stop him. Plus, he's a well-known figure in the community, and we really, really like him, and I think you should too.
So, it's my observation that if John can follow up discard with a turn 2 threat and play lots of removal, they stand a very good chance of winning this matchup.
It's almost, yeah, I agree.
So here we see the Tarmogoyf. Can it be?
Well, Nick has main deck source to plowshares, so there's answers to threats.
I imagine he'd have got DQ'd early in this tournament if he had main deck swords to
I,
plowshares.
of course, meant Path to Exile. Thank you very much.
Main deck Path to Exile. Fair enough.
Just 2 of them. So he has access to killing this Goyf. I'm interested as to why Nick has gone with. Did he have basic forest as a land? So that was an interesting. Obviously, he's trying to fetch land, so it doesn't really guess. His other land was basic forest. It's interesting how big the colour requirements are in this deck, in both these decks. The 3 colour black green decks. Well, actually, Collect Company's more black green white deck, but the colour requirements are really, really difficult.
So Nick having not played a creature, that's not a great sign for him.
No, obviously it started doing much faster if this noble hierarchy.
It's another discard spell.
It is.
And
it looks like an position because the way Nick has positioned his cards implies that you can't take Collected Company.
He's basically slowing him down and just making sure this Tarmogoyf can get in as much damage before Nick actually starts casting any spells.
Yeah, really powerful way to win the game. This is almost tempo Jund.
Well, this is the way it wins. It needs to present. This is the way Jund is going to beat Melira because, as you've probably seen, Melira COCO has a lot of resilient creatures on the board that come back when they die, or they have crazy effects when you kill them. They make like tokens, or it's basically just generates enough value and redundancy. So if the Jund player hasn't put them on the back foot, then
yeah, I see where you come from. I think I totally agree with what you're saying.
So Viscera's Seer. So Nick obviously drew that, and I think John Jund is definitely aware of that.
Yeah. It sets up for essentially a turn 4 win if this COCO is very lucky and John has no way to interact.
Don't forget the Jund player's got at least a lightning bolt.
Yeah, at least a lightning bolt, will be honest. So.
To interact with, although he has.
Here we go. So he -2ing here?
Yeah, definitely.
I think Nick said scry, so being very methodical in his. Oh, okay, yeah. Maybe not the best sequencing there.
So yeah, having 2 paths in his main deck doesn't make him completely defenseless.
No,
but having played a lot of decks with 4 Path to Exile and the ability to draw extra cards, I can tell you that you need to, I wouldn't be necessarily too confident about Nick's ability to get rid of this Tarmogoyf. I mean, he's got to naturally draw one of those 2 paths, or start putting up a wall of creatures, and he'll probably play Collected Company, and hopefully he'll hit with it. Oh,
he's waiting for Liliana to uptick. I think he wants more information. This makes sense to me.
Okay.
Also, I think it's quite important to force. I know in this case that's not relevant. To force your Jund opponent to make them to use their instant speed removal in their own turn if they want you to not untap with creatures.
Yeah.
You don't want to be.
Generally, you, by making your opponent use the mana in their turn, you prevent them from obviously developing their board.
Yeah.
And doing things in your turn.
Mhm.
So
here we go, COCO. Flippy. So Nick has a few spicy ones. Nick has a main deck Anafenza the Foremost. That's 3-9 Anafenza. and a main deck Liliana Heretical Healer, which we're seeing here now. Less powerful without a Shatland in play, especially looking at John John's hand of mostly removal spells, but spicy card of mod, not what I expected to see, Liliana.
So it looks like, yeah. No, I think it's quite a good fit with this deck.
Yeah, I agree. There's a similar amount of sack effects and creature and mana docs and stuff to the old blue-green aristocrats. Blue-black aristocrats deck that was in standard for a while. You know, with Whirler Rogue.
Well, yeah, it has
similar
similar elements, yeah.
And you're sort of trying to find that combo in a similar way. And Liliana, the actual downtick of Liliana, the Planeswalker, really useful in this deck, I can imagine.
The Liliana, the new Planeswalker.
Yeah, the new Planeswalker.
Because there was another Liliana on screen.
There was another Liliana on the screen, yeah.
And that is also very useful for the Jund player to clear the way.
But,
so
Liliana...
Got Nick on 8 health, so how big is it? The Planeswalker just went into the graveyard, so I imagine this Tarmogoyf is... Large, but of course Nick got the Collected Company back with his Eternal Witness. So let's see if he can put up a wall of stuff. So Kitchen Finks is very good for him, as is Viscera Seer, so he's almost assembled his...
I think he has a card in hand as well.
Combo. This could be very interesting.
It could be. And it goes to 10. There is a Lightning Bolt in John John's hand, of course.
It's down to 5, but...
He didn't.
So we'll see who pulls the trigger first, basically.
Yeah.
Is it going to be going for the combo, respond with removal, or vice versa?
Well, also, this Kalitas could force his hand...
It looks like Nick's going for it.
Nick is going for it.
His opponent
Do you have it?
What's opponent? Up. I think it's very brave to play this into the open manner.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's doing it as well.
As you can see, the Jund players missed a lot of land drops, which means they probably have...
a lot of spells in hand.
Yeah.
He's got a Scry, but doesn't do a lot because he's got to shuffle his deck now. So do we go and find that offense anyway and just start blocking Tarmogoyfs and gaining life?
So when's he doing it? Is this in his main phase, or...?
I'm not sure.
On his turn.
I think it might be in... Yeah, he went Forest. Do it.
Yeah.
He's got another one. Called for 1.
Wow.
He drew, we knew he had 2, so yeah, this makes sense. Wow, so it looks like Nick just had it all.
So I think John
we got a Murderous Cut here.
Yeah, he's going to have to use the Murderous Cut here to
kill the Melira. Yeah. Well, I mean that's the only way.
Yeah, and then with so this is it does give him a chump blocker for next turn, so that he doesn't die to the Tarmogoyf.
Yeah.
Or maybe So it might be the case that Nick actually doesn't have a Viscera Seer to go get.
No, I think he does. I think he just realised. It might be like he wants to be able to card for it in future now that he can't card for it now.
Yeah.
And so he doesn't want to go
past
his own
because he's going to have to chump block with the next turn.
He's just checking where his Viscera Seers are. We can confirm that in his list there are a mere 3 Viscera Seers.
Oh, right. Okay.
Which I think is one less than what we saw in...
So you don't trust me with building this deck? I wouldn't build it properly.
Apparently.
No, I'd have like 1 Viscera Seer and then get annoyed that I was never drawing the combo.
Yeah, no, I think you definitely have to play 3 or 4.
So let's see what happens, because if another land can be found, you can play that Kalitas, that spicy new tech from
Spicy Kalitas, yeah.
From the new set, but
doesn't look like there's a land. There is a Liliana though. But this means tapping out, and obviously Nick. It's just seen that Nick keeps drawing gas, so.
Well, I don't think there's much you can do about it anyway if Nick draws like another Collected Company.
Yeah, you're probably right there.
His outs are... Well, he'll probably sack the Eternal Witness.
I think we're in agreement there. No, he's plus.
Oh, no, he's plus. Okay.
Nick just wants to play quickly. That makes sense. Wow. Let's see what this top deck is.
Wow.
It matters quite a lot.
So is he just given up on the Kalitas? No actual...
Just try it instead. I'm not sure I'd have done that.
So, I probably would
You
have
would say
attacked
COCO.
with that Tarmogoyf.
I definitely would have talked about Tarmogoyf.
Although Nick kind of ended up making one of his creatures go away anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Nick announcing all his plays very efficiently.
yeah,
It does seem like this Tarmogoyf now gets a chance to be chump blocked, whereas before it wasn't so easy.
so there's another terminating hand.
There is. It's a very good draw.
for John.
I've got to say, John's drawn terminates like a real good terminate drawer.
Well, I'm surprised Nick sacrificed the kitchen things, because
Same.
if he had not done that, he might have won the game.
Yeah.
Because he drew his combo piece, or maybe he needed to scry to the bottom to get it, but still, like, keeping the kitchen sphinx around sounded like
Yeah, true.
better value to me.
Yeah, I'm. Yeah, a little bit perplexed by that as well.
Anyway,
this spell scout, I think that
I
Nick has in hand.
haven't played this
Is he
deck,
gonna-
so
yeah.
I don't have any experience with it.
Laura was very scry happy as well, so that's important, I guess. She really enjoyed scrying. He's
Yeah.
giving up. Yeah.
So it looks like that Tarmogoyf made it there. See, he didn't draw the path.
Yeah, he
didn't kill
you're
the
right.
Tarmogoyf.
You're right. You killed Tarmogoyf. I don't. Yeah, I'm not saying that
And
was the
that's-
plan all along, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
So in terms of sideboarding, were your sideboarding predictions from last round roughly well? First
So
of all,
we
they
expected-
may or may not have the same sideboard actually. So let's look at these.
This is interesting because Nick has these 3 lingering souls that are a bit odd, and I'm not really sure what to think about them. And the 3 Thoughtseize as well. Here we go.
So he's got 3 lingering souls.
Yeah,
Right, let's have a look.
they're on the screen for us to have a look through. He also has the Spike Feeder Archangel through, which is available to him if he goes via the Call of Calling route. And I think that particular route plays around the Scavenging Ooze Graveyard Hate that John Jund, and also the Kalatas Graveyard Hate that John Jund has is packing in the main.
I think the lingering souls is a good plan for this.
They're good
matchup.
against Jund.
It's a very good plan because you have to make an effort to keep up with, to just be as resilient as possible. You can't really rely on the combos. You saw there, Nick went for it, twice and nearly assembled it a third time, but not quite, because the amount of removal that the Jund deck has available to them can stop it. So having lingering souls as sort of extra to make your deck yet more resilient. And also Jund doesn't really have many ways of blocking flyers, so it's a good way to just try and beat through or stem the bleeding from a Tarmogoyf that's attacking you, buy some more time to come up the board. So I think that would be a good move. He'll probably bring in that Path to Exile.
Stuff coming out. Oh no, he has no Salad Primage in the main, so maybe he's taking out the 3 mana Anafenza, perhaps some number of Wall of Roots. Spellskite seems good. I didn't realise Nick's playing 2 Spellskite in the main.
Spellskite is good for protecting the combo.
How do you feel about this Liliana heretical hero? Maybe it's not. Maybe this isn't the matchup for it. There are lots of creatures dying.
I think what you said earlier about it is perfectly valid. Like the ability for them to, because you can respond. You might be able to respond to a removal spell on it with the Obvious Seer and trigger it flipping into a Planeswalker
and getting a 2/2, which is really, really useful.
And then you can get your guys back after they kill them. So that seems like getting back a Kitchen Finks and blocking for 2 more turns, or possibly assembling
really
your
good.
combo is really, really good. So I think, like you said, was it Wall of Roots, and that the 4 mana Anafenza seems a bit clunky. It doesn't really contribute.
3 mana, but yeah, it's
3
a beat
mana.
stick. Yeah, it's a beat stick. Yeah, it doesn't contribute to the game plan, I think. It looks like the sideboard, we take sideboard Zam because Nick has started with a first Noble Hierarch.
Yeah.
It's interesting that he chose to go with the Thoughtseize. Here we go.
So starting off with some discard as per usual.
As per usual. Well, we did board in the Lingering Souls, but this looks pretty rough for John Jund because I see Collector Company, which is really powerful, and then also we've got 2/3 of the combo in hand. We can cast this Kitchen Finks next turn. We can cast his Lingering Souls next turn.
So he'll have to decide based on his hand which is more annoying for him.
Yeah.
So I think it's probably either Melira or the Kitchen Finks.
Do you really? That's interesting. It looks like he has quite a bit of removal. That's a painful trees that John Jund has boarded in here.
Unless, well, so, yeah.
Taking Finks. Yeah.
The Finks is slightly more annoying for him.
So he's just drawn the 4th mana source there in that extra Windswept Thief. It looks like he has access to Collected Company next turn, do you think he'll just fire it off straight away?
He needs to draw a land, doesn't he?
No, he just drew that land.
Okay, he needs for his Hierarch not to be dead.
Yes, that's also true.
So this is what, Lingering Souls?
Yeah, it's got to be exciting stuff.
Yeah, sorry.
No, go on.
I was just going to say, how did John sideboard in the semi-finals?
Boarded in Pyroclasms, it boarded in those Painful Truths, and the Duress and the Golgari Charm. I'm not sure about the Duress. We talked a lot about the Duress. So there are 8 targets before board in Laura's deck, 10 after, 10 or 12 after, depending on if she boards in both the Pathways and the Book Gauge, which I think she might have to do. Whereas in Nick's deck, there's quite a few more instances of sorcery just because of the game 1, just because of the fact that he's playing more main deck removal. But game 2, it's actually a lot less because he's boarding in less removal, and duressing a Lingering Souls isn't really very good value.
Yeah, but you duress the big hitters, don't you? You duress Collected Company.
Oh gosh, unfortunately this Scavenging Use is not only resolved, but John Jones had a chance to untap with it, which is really bad for this Lingering Souls here. I'm surprised he just didn't fire that off.
Yeah, I mean, Nick is slightly incentivized to do that turn, but the Collected Company on turn 3 is actually quite tempting. So I would probably have gotten the value out of the Lingering Souls at that point, unless he fears. Well, it's what you fear most.
Well, also this puts
something like that, or
if
discard.
this puts John John off actually having to activate Scavenging Use next turn, like this turn. So like if John didn't have the extra green source and Nick could go into Melira combo instant speed, then John wouldn't be able to activate Scavenging Use to get the Lingering Souls and the Melira combo, forcing him to
There is that, yeah.
So there's an argument there to say
make him use it.
Him use the mana. Just like do it. Like, part of the reason Lingering Souls in the deck for that reason, I would imagine, like just make your opponent do it.
So it looks like another Kitchen thinks an Eternal Witness. So Eternal Witness is going to target a card in the graveyard.
Yeah, see.
But
so we'll see how this goes.
Think
because now if Nick if
is there a,
he's let it happen.
Is there a Bloodstained Maya? Yeah. So he's let him get it back.
Yeah, because he has to play on the combo. Because now if Nick wasn't allowed back and Nick had drawn the combo, bam.
Well, he has to. But in order for him to draw the combo, yeah, okay.
He has an Armor Defense in hand, so he just needs to draw that. If he draws the thing this turn,
I suppose.
This is a big attack here.
Is it two
well, that Kitchen Finks. So Scavenging Use could potentially block the Kitchen Finks and eat the other Kitchen Finks. Grow big enough to trade, but I don't know if that's definitely not worth it. I don't know why he was suggesting that. It's horrendous. But it looks like Scavenging Use might be eating something.
So he's going to respond to the fetch line with Collected Company, which is why I didn't like not eating the Collected Company, because...
Oh, we're halfway there. The Spike Feeder.
The reason you don't eat the Company there is you assume your opponent has the combo in their hands right now, or he's going to draw it off the top.
So what does this mean for Nick right now? Does the Spike Feeder actually help us at all? I'm afraid it doesn't, because we have no sort of Melira effect. So it looks like John doesn't have the opportunity to resolve his fetch land, which might mean that Scavenging Use is getting bigger. So all that was in Nick's combat step. I haven't seen many combat step in your own combat step Collected Companies today. Well, I totally agree with that reasoning, though. Nick seems to have done the right thing.
So yeah, with like the fact that he waited until Nick's combat step to crack the fetch land meant that was a time for action, because the best time to play that Collected Company is...
Yeah, so it wasn't Nick's decision.
Potentially then.
Yeah, it wasn't really Nick's decision to do it in his combat step. It was...
For instance, if you hit another Eternal Witness, there's like zero chance that the Collected Company is not going to come back. So
little dice.
So life total's correct. So he paid 3 life to get that land untapped.
So,
but he's gained it. Yeah, no.
And then he's taking that. Now he's taking the damage because we're still in his combat set.
Ah, right. Okay.
He's chosen not to block, so it looks like he's taking 5 damage there, just from the things, the 2 spirits, which means the beast plan's on. The beast plan's on. Nick now has access to not only the combo with Archangel Thune, but also the Melira combo. He has most parts of both in play, which must be scary for the Jund opponent. Although I'm not sure if he's properly versed in the Spike Feeder Archangel of Thune combo, because you have to read Spike Feeder. So
but that was in Modern when Birthing Pod was a thing. That was sort of one of the go-to combos in that. So I imagine Nick's had some experience sort of from seeing that
Oh no, I know. I
arise.
understand that Nick will understand the combo. It's whether or not John does.
No, I think
Probably wrapped around it.
I mean I know John's been playing
Yeah.
modern quite a bit. I saw him a lot on the previous old style PTQ circuit, and
Yeah.
so he's
Making Melira,
definitely aware of this kind of
Here
stuff.
we go. So he's making a Melira. So Nick now has access to the combo. So if John taps out at any point, it's really difficult. Okay, so while Melira's on the stack, he's going to turn it to things and eat it, I think. Yeah. Whoa.
Looks like Nick's actually got a chord in response.
Is he calling for Archangel food? 5, yeah. He's calling for Archangel food. This is game over.
Well, if there's enough
There's no
cards
graveyard.
for
Yeah.
delving away. Oh no, he's only got a
Yeah, he's
forest
got
up. He's
forest.
left the forest up.
Nick's
It's
name is
turning-
gone. Nick is no longer named second. Did Nick Hall finish second in the Swiss? I didn't notice that. Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Well, that's
So it looks like the mana requirements
Yeah.
of the removal required too much black mana, and
It's difficult for him to
yeah,
keep up.
there was.
Well, it's that basic forest.
Well, in that specific turn, for
Yeah.
instance, the John couldn't play
Terminate.
both his
He
removal
couldn't
spells.
he couldn't play Terminate, yeah, and Murder's Cut. He also couldn't play
Well, was there a
Terminate.
reason he chose to respond then with the Terminate?
Because as soon as Melira comes into play, he has access to, Nick has access to Finksing Infinite Life.
Did he have a Viscera Seer in play as
Yeah.
well?
I think he did. I don't know, did he not?
I couldn't see the whole board state on the
Yeah.
camera, so I wasn't. I may have missed that, and it wasn't in camera shot. But
Well, if he wasn't, then that's arguably misplay. I just assumed there was a Viscera in play.
anyway, 1-1.
1-1.
Um,
Still all to play for here at Northern Legacy Modern. So
Northern Legacy Modern. That was,
Northern,
that was, that
Northern
was
League
2 min-
Modern. Northern League Modern. I'm sorry. So it has been a while. So yeah, of course, the Victor getting the likeness on a token, pretty exciting stuff. I've never had my likeness put on anything. Have you, Mr. Vincent?
You mean you never got asked in like primary school to draw like a picture?
Oh,
of yourself
no,
or
you're right.
anything like that?
There was in primary school. Did anyone else do this? Comment on Twitch chat. I had to draw a picture of my own face and then put on a tea towel. But I was about 4, so like a potato with legs.
Have you not altered your own magic cards?
Not
with your
your
own
own.
likeness.
Mr. Gershon just pointing out that he too has his face on a tea towel that was terribly drawn by his 4-year-old
That
self.
sounds pretty cool.
Parents do not care about it in the slightest.
Yeah, same. My parents use it to like.
We all got those.
Yeah, it's a really like British thing. I think. I really like it. Anyway,
game 3 with
Game three.
Jund on the play.
Turn 1 thoughts he's on the play. Really, really good. Although he didn't. It wasn't. Turn 1 thoughts he's on the draw. Wasn't awesome last game.
I think in that match, John wasn't able to really mount any pressure. Nick basically spammed the board with
Yeah.
tons of
Combo.
guys
Combo pieces.
and threatened to combo multiple times. And the removal suite couldn't keep up. He actually drew quite well in that game because we saw his hand turn 1.
He did, yeah.
And
He had lots of chords, and John didn't respect them. But maybe John wasn't supposed to respect them.
it
Maybe
looked
they're
like
really
a great
unassuming.
hand. He's going to mulligan, not enough lands. Nick's kept. That
Nick's
looks
kept.
quite good for him.
Yeah. Although I love the old forest and offender mana requirements. Try and cast white off this forest.
Yeah, but he doesn't need to come out of the gates and start.
Yeah, you're right. You're 100% correct. But it just looks silly.
So
An opening hand.
what's Nick kept? He's kept.
It looks like I love how we're both leaning to try and see better when really all we see is the black monitor.
They don't see that. You don't have to point that out. to
Everyone at
all
home's doing it
viewers.
as well. That's the thing. Everyone at home's doing it as well. Everyone at home's like, oh, what's he got? Like moving around in the chair with the bum still on the seat. Like,
So has Nick's
I can nearly
kept,
see that.
I think he's got a decent mix of sort of threats, lands, and so
This is one land Jund, Pyroclasm, double replicate, double Tarmogoyf. No, ship it back.
This isn't good for. It's not a good start for Jund. Unfortunately.
Well, a lot of these matches in the feature match area have just been mulligans to 5. We've had a lot of mulligans to 5 today.
Yeah.
And these is because I play with disciplined players who are good enough to not keep greedy one-land hands like I would, like I know I would. There's a lot of you at home thinking, no, I'm a disciplined player, but you're that person that's kept that one-line hand in the feature match and gone, oh man, didn't draw a second hand. You might not be. I'm not trying to criticise, but there have been a lot of mulligans to 5 today, and it doesn't make for fun progressive magic. However, Laura did win on a multi 5 in the feature match area, I believe.
Yeah.
Against the
So
Cirque.
it looks like he's going to have to keep this hand.
That's it.
3 lands, a threat,
Bob.
and a removal spell.
Hey, it's Jund.
Yeah. So
It's not very quick, Jund.
Nick, does Nick have mana, guys? Yeah, he does. Of course,
Bop.
he's got everything.
Nick's just got it all.
Right.
We're fetching to avoid having to draw more lands, which makes sense to me. What did you get here? Bloodstone Mine? Not Bloodstone Mine. Oh,
Probably get.
Well,
I didn't see the other lands in his hand, but
I think it's a fetch and a green black. A fetch and a red black land. Possibly. Yeah, black blue cliffs.
so
That forces his turn late, isn't it?
I think he has to play the Bob.
Yeah, definitely. Unfortunately, you can't start thought season.
He needs to put something out there. Draw more cards. Draw Collectables. Draw all the removal. Kill all his guys. So Nick has drawn Archangel of Thune.
Nick drawing Archangel Flame. Oh wow, can cast turn 2 at the fencer if he wants. Off his 2 lands.
Might
I didn't
go
know
for
that
Lingering
card.
Souls though. Oh no, Kitchen Finks.
Kitchen Fink's really good against Jund. Without Scavenging is in play.
Yeah, force them to use
2
2 or
removal
more
spells.
removal spells.
And you'll gain 4 life in the process.
Yeah, no, I'm so
Scavenging is just really nice printing from Modern just to mess up these interactions.
a
I really like
Duress
that.
and a Terminate.
Well, I'll take that.
Yeah, so
I think we're probably
Duress to see if, or Thoughtseize to just take
Forces
the best.
to make sure. Yeah.
To,
We're dressing
no,
first.
dressing first.
Oh.
Oh, that is
Oh, that's better.
well. He can
Yeah.
take
Take
obviously,
the cord.
obviously taking the
Yeah,
cord there.
that's the best, probably the best card. I think you probably thought he's the card anyway. Although now the because the Anafenza is good, but it's not going to kill you.
Well, he doesn't have to Thoughtseize right. Well,
He might want to hold up Terminate. I think that's relevant. He might want to terminate this Anafenza when it comes down.
yeah. So he doesn't
Now I
have to
should
use the
think about it.
Thoughtseize at the moment.
But like, he could save his Thoughtseize for later when he's.
Well, Nick has to draw lands to really progress meaningfully because his other cards. Well, he could play a Spell
Lingering
Sky
Souls.
and it.
Lingering Souls. Just keep
Make it
lingering.
one. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
takes the Spell Sky.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, makes his Serenate better. And is that a Murderous cut as well? So, Jund on this mulligan, not doing badly. Oh, has he got the combo? He ripped the combo. Wow, he just ripped the combo. Sure. Make him for life. Does John have enough cards in the graveyard to Murderous
Not
cut?
sure.
Well, he's cast 2 removal spells and 1 fetch land, so I don't think he does now.
No.
So this is a game. This really sucks.
Yeah, that's it.
There you go. Sometimes you should maybe have worked on thoughts using the Melira then. Maybe he just thought he was safe. Wow. Well, that's a really anticlimactic end to our.
The Anafenza. Yeah, that was
Anafenza,
a
yeah.
very well on a mulligan to 5. I think even if the game had drawn out,
Yeah, it's rough for John.
it may have been really quite hard for John to win that.
So
one
we'll come back to
anyway.
the booth here. Yeah, we have our champion. We'll try and get an interview with Nick when he's available. We've had a really good day though, haven't we?
Oh yeah, I had a good
I had a
time,
great day.
even though I didn't quite make it to the
Yeah.
elimination rounds.
Nick gets his likeness on a token, and Nick Hall token. I wonder what he's going to pick. I think
Yeah, I
we
was
should put him on the
just
spot.
gonna
Let's put him on the spot
gonna
and
ask.
him.
Yeah, he
I
can
think
do that.
we'll just get him in a moment. I'm just going to shout to Mr. Gershaw. Alex, can we have an interview with Nick, please? He's won.
Yeah,
So hopefully he'll come down. Sorry, I'll do that.
yeah.
Yeah, round of applause coming from the background there. We're all really happy with crowd favourite. Obviously, John Jund, stream favourite John Jund, coverage favourite John Jund. John Jund's been amazing. He's been useful. Given a new name, whole new name.
How did you get that new name?
Well, we couldn't pronounce his real name, which is Loannis Sakellis.
Yeah.
Thank Loannis, you've been great to us. We're really happy to have you here. And it sucks that you're multi-5. But we're really happy. If it's alright, I'm going to pinch your microphone here.
Sure. Right, I'm getting evicted for the real winner of the day.
The real winner.
Right. Okay. Cheers, Luke. See you later.
See you later. Real high-tech stuff here going on. Real high-tech.